What's up, guys? Welcome back to JB Reviews. Now, I've done a couple videos on fuel filters for the L5P. In this video, I'm going to show you guys really quickly what to do, but I want to discuss filters. Now, obviously, if you really want the best of the best, Fast has a good system. I think even Cat has a good system to do upgrades if you want to go crazy. But for this video, if you're someone who wants to use the factory system, which I think is good enough personally, and maybe I'll do a Fast in the future. So this video is going to discuss filters. I'm going to show you really quickly how to do the change, and if you want a more detailed video, I'll link one at the end of this video here. So I did something a little bit differently in this video. Let's go ahead and hop outside and put my shoes on. I went to the dealership and I got a fuel filter just simply because I wanted to get a price. Now obviously I could go online and get that, but I wanted to see how much would it cost if I walked into the dealership, they know who I am. What do these filters cost? Are you guys ready for this? This filter, let's see here. You guys will see cost $83. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, $83.14 is the part cost. But it was $89 basically with taxes. So basically $90 for this filter. Now you guys know that I've actually bought a filter off of Amazon. Now, a lot of you guys said, don't buy filters off Amazon, blah, 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 blah. Now, here's what I'll tell you. When I look at the box from the previous video, it pretty much had this same sticker right here. And when you go to open up the box, you have your O-rings here, the small and the larger one, and the filter pretty much looks the exact same. So we're gonna pull my Amazon filter out, compare it with this store-bought, and I'm talking about GM store-bought filter, and let's just see if there's any differences, because a lot of people said, no, don't do the Amazon filters, those are just knockoffs, because the Amazon filter was 20 bucks, and I spent $90 with taxes, you know, for this one. So I don't know, what do you guys think? I think that if you're someone in the market and you're a little concerned about the Amazon filters, this should help you. Now, obviously, I'm probably not going to use the Amazon filters in the future. I have another solution. You guys remember my buddy Ben Byerly was on the channel with his 2024 3500, and he had another filter, which is the one I'm probably going to switch to. So I pretty much have everything down here, and let's go ahead and see. I forgot the torque size. So let's see, I think it was either a T40 or a T30. So if you don't know, that fuel filter is right here. Very easy to locate because you can see your fuel tank and it's just in front of it here. So this is a Torx, this is a Torx 40. So what you have to do is, let me find my tool real quickly. Here's what I'm gonna be using for this. Very easy stuff, obviously. So don't feel like you have to go out and buy a bunch of tools if you have these things around. Now to get this fuel water separator off, you have to turn counterclockwise like this, but we're not going to take that off quite yet, simply because we need to catch anything that comes out of there. Sometimes water comes out, sometimes it doesn't. But here's what else we need. We're going to need a 36 socket. Let me turn my light on my hat. There you go, 36 socket right there. And I have a 6-point. I recommend getting a 6-point for this. Also, you're gonna need something to catch the fuel with. Now the last video I did use this guy to catch the fuel, but my friend said he wants me to give him the diesel that comes out of my truck because he has a machine that can take any used or dirty diesel. So I'm gonna give that to him. And I would put it in here, but I changed the oil in the Z06 this past weekend for the first time. So I got videos coming on that. And I put bunch of upgrades on that car too, so be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss those uploads. But we're gonna catch the fuel with this. There's actually a little bit left in there. And then I'll just put this guy right here, and then boom, this will just go right on top, and that'll work. And so let's go ahead and get that separator off, and then we'll take a quick break. I'm going to discuss this fuel filter because this is probably why you're here. So I'd rather just get this part of the video out of the way. That way, if you want to go ahead and leave now after this, then you can. I'm on GM's website. You guys see the price here. And this is the OEM filter. You do get 2 O-rings here. Now on Amazon, you guys see there's not much of a difference. They're probably even using GM's part here. But you'll see here later in the video that there is a difference between the filters. So be sure to watch a little later on. But $20 versus $83 is definitely more enticing, I will admit. But is it worth potentially having an issue down the road and the dealer seeing that it's not an actual part, and then now you could potentially get your warranty declined? I don't know. It may not be a big deal, but I would just err on the side of caution. So moving forward, I like the idea of the Dox diesel filters here. As I've said, there's a lot of reviews. Guys been using these for years and years since they've been offering these out. This is a better price. You can subscribe, save extra 5%, and just have them on rotation. Probably get 1 or 2 a year depending on how many miles you drive. But for now, I'm just going to use this one. But at some point in the future, I'll probably go up to the fast system too. I mean, my truck is pretty much highly modified at this point, so I'm not too worried about warranty, but I still want the best of the best for my fuel filtering. All right, let's see if any water fuel comes out. Last time I did this, mine was bone dry. I get most of my fuel now. Oh, there's actually a little bit of diesel coming out of there. I get all my fuel from typically Costco or now Sinclair, so I don't travel out as much as I used to in that area where there's diesel at the Costco. But there's just a drip of diesel actually coming out. It's a good idea to have some gloves on, obviously. Obviously you want to have some paper towels because this is a messy job. Just know now you're gonna get messy, so just make sure you take a shower after this. This is gonna be counterclockwise turns to get off, and like I said, this is gonna be messy, so I don't know if I can make this work, unfortunately. Man, this sucks, but I can probably get it off enough just so I can twist it off with my hand and position this under. Yeah. Make sure that you don't round out your cover too. And there's other upgrades for this too. So if you want something a little bit better. I'm not sure if you guys know, I do have an oil mat down too. Simply because this is a messy job, so this makes the cleanup a little bit better. So there's that. Yep, there's more coming out. You can actually turn this back if you like. There's no water in the fuel, so we're good there. So I can just tighten this back on. That way it's less mess. And you don't want to over tighten anything. This is all plastic, so just, again, once you get a nice, tight, firm twist on it, you're good. I need to tool just a little bit more here. All right. Here it is. I would say having an extension on here too might be better because there's not a lot of room here. All right. Man. All right, it's about to come off. I can feel it. Let's go ahead and pull this down. And nope, still. All right, here we go. There it is. This might be the cleanest I've ever done it. I always speak too soon though. In the last video I did, spoke too soon. Spoke too soon. I tell you, every time I do this job, it is so messy. But we got it out, and that's all good. Yeah, there's still some, like you can tip over the cap too because more diesel's coming out of that thing. It's a lot of diesel. I always try my hardest not to run additive around the time I'm gonna do this. So I have not run additive in the last couple fill ups here. So this is something to consider. There's so much diesel in this filter. I'm telling you, it's like still, it's just pouring out. That's pretty much it. Here's the filter. I'm going to pull it out of here for you guys. Let's go ahead and put them side by side so you can see them, because I'm willing to bet you there's really no differences. And this thing is not bad. This looks great, by the way. For all you penny pinchers out there, you guys see all those metal shavings or whatever that is in there? I don't know if this camera's picking up. Let me switch to my phone. I want to make sure you guys see this. Hopefully you guys can see it better with this camera, but those are metal shavings in this cup basically for the fuel housing. This is why I always recommend do not use this fuel. Just clean all this out. I'm going to use all my blue towels here. I'm going to clean all this out. I'm going to clean the housing attached to the truck up there too with the blue towels. Get all this out of there. That way when you put that fresh filter in, you're not having to filter this crap out. So again, just something to consider. I know that sometimes people are cheap, because I have friends that will actually reuse this diesel because they feel like they're wasting it. But I'm telling you, just discard this. It's not worth keeping. So now we got to take off this O-ring here. Okay. I'm not going to be able to do this on camera, but reality is I just want to show you guys. I just have a pick. It's really easy to get off of this guy here. And I already have the new O-ring back on this here. This is all clean on the inside. I just wiped it down really good. I still have to wipe out this housing too. So we'll wipe that out. We'll get that O-ring off, and then I'm gonna show you guys the filter after this. I was wrong. These filters are actually different. Now, if you look inside the housing, this is the one from the dealer. This is the one from Amazon. There's clearly a difference in the structure of these filters. Now, as far as the filtering goes, it looks about the same. Not a big difference between that, but the internal part of it, you can really see a difference. Now, I'm not sure if all the labeling on the top matters because it's not in the same orientation, but the numbers for the part are different too. So this is not a factory filter, okay? On this side, it looks like, it looks like this sits a little bit higher, but I could be wrong. Actually, it's about the same. But yeah, I think that structurally, there is a difference between the two filters. So yes, you do save more money on the Amazon. And I ran this for, what, 12,000 miles? Maybe these are fine. I don't think that these can void your warranty because they do the job. But I'm going to just switch to the docks for me personally. I think that the factory ones are too expensive for what they do. And this filter is different. So that's enough to just make me say, okay, I'll use the factory one this one last time, but I'm not gonna spend $90 for them. I think the docks will do just fine. All there's left to do is just to prime the engine. You just hold this button for about 5 seconds. And you hear that? Engine is priming. This takes about a few minutes. No rush here, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you would like to see a more detailed one, I'll put it at the end of this one, as I said, I think earlier in this video. So yes, you're not gonna probably have any issues with using the Amazon filter, but I would probably make sure the dealership doesn't have an issue with it, just because if there's a way for them to check it, it could potentially be an issue for you. And obviously a fuel system on these trucks are not cheap. So again, $20 versus $90, I think that's highway robbery. I'm going to switch to the docks filters because at the end of the day, my truck is probably not going back to the dealership anyway. So I like the idea of the docks filters. They're a little bit cheaper. They work really well. They have great reviews. People have used them for hundreds of thousands of miles based off of my research. So that's what I'm going to use. And yeah, I think that you'll be fine, obviously, with those if you are under the factory warranty. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. Got some great videos coming in the future for you guys. You know that my truck has a lot done to it. Let's see how reliable this truck is now that I feel like it's more bulletproof than it was from the factory. Here is one negative about the, you know, weight loss program. You do want to try to air out your garage before you, you know, start it up. So let's see if it starts up real quickly. Yep, start it right up. So yep, it works. Fuel filter. Let's go ahead and reset this. Reset, yes, and that should be it. Did it not do it? Reset. It's already reset, guys. I'm pretty sure it's just taking its sweet time, but hope this was helpful. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Later.